How does one man escape from prison not once but twice, stay out on the run, start a family and raise 3 kids, all while continuing to commit crimes, including murder? My name is M. William Phelps. I'm an investigative journalist and the New York Times best-selling true crime author of close to 50 books. I've dedicated the past 26 years of my life to helping families of the missing and murdered. Join me next for this Crossing the Line with M. William Phelps Shortcut. There's one game played in prison that requires a bit of trust among prison employees and inmates, to say the least. You put a baseball bat in a convicted criminal's hands, and there's no doubt that inmate has earned a certain amount of confidence that he will not use it to hurt someone or try to escape. Prison softball also brings out the competitive spirit and generally pits one cell block against another, with tournaments and opportunities for families to come for a visit that isn't subdued and dampened by the confinement of a smelly room full of men wearing the same clothes and kids crying for their dads to come home. Such was the case on September 2nd, 1974, in upstate New York at the Adirondack Correctional Treatment and Evaluation Center, a medium security facility in Dannemora. One particular inmate, Bernard Charles Welsh, is serving a 10 to 20-year bid and had been recently downgraded from the nearby Supermax, Clinton Correctional, to Adirondack. His crimes were of the grand larceny and burglary nature, Welsh being a prolific thief. So the downgrade to a more lax prison years into his sentence was not really a surprise. Welsh wasn't playing in this particular softball game on that day, but he was outside as part of recreation, looking on and watching the action on the ball field. With the game going on and everyone's focus on the game, Welsh and a fellow inmate kind of look at each other, give a nod, and motion that their opportunity has arisen. It's time to get out of that hellhole. Let's just slip past the guards and walk away, Welsh tells his buddy. His buddy agrees. With the game going on around them, Welsh and his partner go for it. And without anyone noticing a damn thing, both walk past the guards and the cheering crowd and are soon off the prison grounds, out in the free world, walking away from their bids. As they get deeper into the woods, Welsh tells his escape partner, "This is where we split up. They have a better chance that way," he explains. And so they each go their separate ways. Welsh grew up in Rochester, New York, and it has been reported that he was very poor and that he often trekked through the Adirondacks and familiarized himself with living off the grid. He also learned his later thievery skills during his childhood, as he and his sister were so poor they had to steal in order to eat. He dropped out of high school at 16 and took on a job as a plumber's assistant, learning the trade. Some have speculated that this is where Welsh began to develop his knowledge of the inside layout of the poshier homes they worked in. He was said to have paid specific attention to where rich people kept their valuables. He studied the layout of the houses, how the latches on windows were installed, how doors were locked from the inside. Soon, he would return at night to the same homes where he spent the day plumbing, and he would rob them. With Welsh and his partner gone, the state police and FBI now hunting for them, days go by. Then weeks. And soon, months. The FBI cannot find Welsh. He has successfully escaped from prison and is officially on the run. Knowing New York was no longer going to provide the cover he needed, Welsh heads south. And within no time, he is actually living a luxurious life. In October 1975, after being on the run for over a year, he walks up to a woman in an apartment building parking lot and asks her if she'll go out with him. Bold. Her name is Dolores Hamilton. She is a 25-year-old high school graduate, works as a secretary at the National Academy of Sciences in Virginia near the Washington, D.C. area. She asks Welsh what he does for a living. I buy estates and invest in coins, jewelry stores, and real estate, he says. I guess that's one way to put it. They begin dating. Within a few weeks, Welsh moves into Hamilton's apartment. His only assets at the time are a new Monte Carlo automobile, some clothing, a watch, pocket change, and a collection of gold coins, all of which he stole. In 1976, the couple rent a house in Falls Church, Virginia. Dolores is still employed as a secretary at this time, and she gives Welsh her salary in cash to invest in gold coins. She notices, but doesn't ask any questions, that Welsh leaves the house 4 or 5 times a week near 5 p.m. and returns between 9 and 9:30 p.m., a routine that will continue for the next 5 years. Dolores later says she never questioned where he went and what he did. She assumes he is checking on his investments or meeting with coin and jewelry dealers. Anyway, she is hoping to get pregnant and start a family with Welsh. By now, Welsh has changed his name to Norm Hamilton, taking on Dolores's last name, which allows him to get a driver's license, loans, and other personal assets without raising any sort of alarm. Soon, Welsh's so-called investments begin to pay off. By April 1978, Dolores has given birth to the first of what will be 3 children. They never officially marry, but refer to themselves as common-law man and wife. Abruptly one day, Welsh and Dolores, along with their children, pack up and move to Minnesota, where they buy a house for $100,000. They live in Minnesota until 1980, but at the same time begin building a massive mansion with an estimated value of $1 million in Great Falls, Virginia. This is a guy out on the run. This is a guy who escaped from prison. Living in Virginia now, Welsh installs a smelting furnace in the garage of their new house and uses it to melt gold and silver into bars, allowing him to sell all of what he steals without raising any red flags. Very smart. The couple own 2 Mercedes-Benz, a summer home, along with lots of other toys and a seemingly endless amount of cash on hand. Welsh is once again committing an insane amount of burglaries, seemingly at will, without ever being seen, only now he is targeting wealthy socialites and politicians and businesses in and around Washington, D.C. Then, as he is out and about doing his moonlighting job of robbing rich people one night, Welsh enters the home of renowned and respected heart surgeon Dr. Michael Halberstam. As he is inside the doctor's house, Halberstam returns home. Welsh always carries a gun with him. Just in case, I reckon. When Halberstam sees Welsh burglarizing his home, he confronts him. There's a scuffle. The 2 men begin fighting. Halberstam is not going to allow Welsh to get away. Welsh, however, fires 2 shots, hitting the good doctor. Then he takes off out the door and starts running. Halberstam is hit and hurt, but he can still move about, so he heads directly for his car to drive himself to the hospital. As he speeds down the road he lives on, the doctor sees Welsh and aims his vehicle directly at him, striking Welsh. Police are on the way after someone heard the gunshots. After he hit Welsh, Halberstam lost control of his vehicle and wound up striking a tree. Bleeding from the gunshot wound, rocked by the impact of the accident, he dies at the scene. Welsh is hurt badly, but alive. Police soon find him. Welsh is tried for robbery, burglary, and murder, and after a very quick verdict, he is given 143 years in prison and sent to a supermax. 4 years go by. Welsh is able to talk his way into yet another minimum security prison after becoming an FBI informant inside the prison. It's all part of a long-term plan. He escaped once, why not give it another go? What does he have to lose? The one problem Welsh has is that he is being housed in that minimum security prison 6 stories above ground. And his cell window, it's barred. It's too narrow for a body to fit through. Yet, he somehow manages to widen the window and scale down the side of the building using a 75-foot electric extension cord. By the time the guards even notice he is missing, Welsh has already made it into the city and is once again on the run. Let's take our only break of the episode and come back to conclude this Crossing the Line with M. William Phelps shortcut. There is still plenty more to explore in the life and times of prolific thief and murderer Bernard Charles Welsh. They had referred to the prison Welsh was housed in as escape-proof. That deserves a laugh. Apparently, Welsh had teamed up with another convicted murderer, and they were able to get a hacksaw blade and weaken that window bar so they could squeeze through. While he was in prison, Life magazine paid Welsh $8,000 for his story. In that article, he said, "They say I destroyed Dr. Halberstam's life, but he destroyed mine." The comment, like a lot of what Welsh says, makes little sense. Back out on the run, Welsh takes on the name Pete Wilson and continues burglarizing homes and businesses to finance his new life on the outside. The guy was an expert con man as well. He had managed to, in just 4 years, get the prison system to downgrade his classification from high risk to low by infiltrating the Aryan Brotherhood in prison and reporting back to the FBI what they were up to. Remarkable, he was never killed in prison. But then fate and irony seemed to catch up with Welsh. Welsh had chosen the Pittsburgh region to set up his new life after that second escape. He targeted all the high-end neighborhoods in and around Pittsburgh. He could get in and out of a house in no time with a pillowcase full of the home's best silver and gold. He knew where to look, what to take, how to avoid security. So good at what he does, Welsh becomes known as the Ghost Burglar. On August 7th, 1985, however, everything comes to an end. It's 3:30 in the morning in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. The local cops get a call to investigate a stolen BMW parked in the restricted area of an apartment building. When they arrive, other tenants from the building explain to police that the car belongs to a neighbor, Pete Wilson. They show police where Pete lives. So they grab Pete Wilson, not knowing who he is right away. By then, Welsh is living with a new woman and looking to set up the same life he had back with Dolores. When they bring Pete Wilson in and fingerprint him, his prints come back as the escaped convict Bernard Welsh. He is immediately flown back to Marion, Penitentiary, the same prison where he had escaped from. The federal prosecutor responsible for Welsh's case tells the media that Welsh is a, quote, master criminal. So reporters bring up the fact that the master criminal had actually illegally parked a stolen car, which ultimately got him caught. That's not too damn masterful. I would say that this was not Bernard Welsh's finest hour, the prosecutor adds. Elliot Jones, Dr. Halberstam's widow, was beyond elated that Welsh had been recaptured. It was a real exhilaration, she tells reporters. I just didn't want it to end with Bernard Welsh living comfortably in some suburb and hurting other people. Very well said. They put him in a section of the prison with the highest security possible and place Welsh under heavy guard. For the next 12 years, he never gets the chance to escape again because of the near 24/7 surveillance. In 1997, at the age of 57, after a long stint in the prison hospital, Welsh dies of heart failure. The irony is that Welsh had murdered one of the country's most esteemed and regarded heart surgeons, Dr. Halberstam. And so it only seemed fitting that he die from a fatal heart condition. That's it for this month's Crossing the Line with M. William Phelps Shortcut. Be back here next month with another strange and forgotten true crime story. Be safe, be aware, be alert. Sources for this shortcut include Halberstam versus Welsh, United States Court of Appeals, District of Columbia Circuit. Parking case leads to capture of doctor's killer by Ben A. Franklin, New York Times, August 8, 1985. Crossing the Line is executive produced by M. William Phelps, LLC, and Matthew Valentinus, Mom's Basement Management. Written by me, M. William Phelps. Audio mastering and mixing by Matt Russell. Music by Epidemic Sound. Original music written and performed by Thomas Mooney, Tom Phelps, and Matt Russell.